Barcelona's unexpected transfer move that will leave you speechless. Lewandowski and Royos reunited, a dream come true, and Chelsea strike again by kidnapping the Manchester City star. You won't believe who's joining the Blues. All this and much more in today's issue, and you do not forget to put a like, click on the bell, and subscribe. You done yet? Then we can get started. Newcastle problems have forced them to put their players on the transfer market in order to fulfill financial fair play rules, and one of those the club may sell is midfielder Bruno Guimaraes. The 26-year-old Brazilian has been making waves in the Premier League since his arrival from Olympique Lyon in 2021. However, recent developments have cast a shadow of uncertainty over his future at St James's Park. In an interview with TNT Sports, Guimaraes addressed the financial fair play issues that have been plaguing Newcastle United. The Magpies, along with 5 other Premier League clubs, Chelsea, Everton, Aston Villa, Leicester City and Nottingham Forest, are under pressure to sell players before the end of June to comply with the competition's financial rules. Failure to do so could result in severe sanctions. Despite this, Guimaraes remained optimistic, stating, "My future? I have a contract with Newcastle, and I'm very happy. I don't know what is going to happen with financial fair play, but I can say I am very happy." The Brazilian midfielder, who is tied to the club until 2028 after renewing his contract last October, has been a key figure in Newcastle's midfield since his arrival. Guimaraes' impressive performances have not gone unnoticed, with top clubs such as FC Barcelona, Arsenal and Manchester City reportedly showing interest in the talented midfielder. When asked about the links to these clubs, Guimaraes responded with humility, saying, "It's good to see my name linked with big clubs. It means I'm doing my job well, but I'm not worried. I'm happy at Newcastle. We'll see what happens." As the transfer window approaches, all eyes will be on Newcastle United and how they navigate the financial fair play regulations. Will they be forced to part ways with their midfield gem, or will they find a way to keep him at St James's Park? Only time will tell. One thing is for certain, Bruno Guimaraes' future is sure to be a hot topic in the coming weeks. The Brazilian international, who won gold at the Tokyo Olympics by starting the final against Spain, has proven his worth on the biggest stages. Wherever he ends up, there is no doubt that he will continue to shine. Barcelona are making big moves to reinforce their midfield. After the departure of legendary captain Sergio Busquets, the Blaugrana have been on the hunt for a top-class replacement to anchor their engine room, and it appears they have found their man in Real Sociedad's Mikel Merino. Sources indicate that Barcelona have reached a total consensus in their pursuit of the 27-year-old Spanish international. Merino checks all the boxes: his age, experience in La Liga and on the international stage, and his well-rounded skill set as a complete midfield operator. But perhaps the biggest factor playing into Barca's hands is the contract situation of their target. With Merino's deal at Real Sociedad expiring in 2025 and no renewal agreed, the Basque club may be forced to cash in this summer or risk losing him for free next year. Barcelona are wasting no time in trying to capitalize on this window of opportunity. While respecting Merino's focus on the upcoming European Championships with Spain, the Catalans are already outlining the framework for a summer deal. The numbers being discussed are eye-catching: a potential transfer fee of around 25 million euros, plus another 5 million in performance-based add-ons. A significant sum, no doubt, but one Barcelona seem willing to pay to secure their #1 midfield target. For Real Sociedad's part, this figure would represent nearly double the 12 million euros they paid Newcastle for Merino back in 2018. A tidy profit on a player who has given them great service over the past 5 seasons. However, the Basque club are understandably reluctant to lose such a key figure. Sporting director Roberto Olabe has made clear their concern over Merino's contract standoff, fearing they could be forced into a sale this summer to avoid losing him for free down the line. Merino himself seems open to the prospect of a new challenge at Barcelona. The allure of Champions League football and the opportunity to join one of the world's biggest clubs is certainly an enticing one for any ambitious player. That said, he has not pushed for an exit and remains grateful to Real Sociedad for developing him into the player he is today. If a deal cannot be agreed that satisfies all parties, Merino would be content to see out his contract in San Sebastian. As the details get ironed out behind the scenes, one thing is clear: Barcelona mean business this summer. Bolstering their midfield is the top priority, and Mikel Merino appears set to be the man to take on that responsibility. Now that we're talking about potential Barcelona transfers, the club is not in the best financial position at the moment, As the clock approaches 30 June, Barcelona find themselves in a precarious position, like a team trailing in the final minutes of a crucial match. The club is struggling to find the necessary funds to fulfill its financial obligations and secure a stable future. Reports from Race 1 suggest that Barcelona is actively engaged in advanced negotiations with familiar partners who have supported the club in recent seasons. The aim is to activate the Barca Vision lever and inject much-needed capital into the club's coffers. Interestingly, it appears that no new investors are being considered at this stage. The most pressing concern for the Blaugrana is to cover the outstanding €40 million owed by Libero, while the remaining €60 million have been granted an extension until September 15th. This financial predicament is likely to have significant implications for Barcelona's transfer window activities. As it stands, the club is expected to start the transfer window oversubscribed, unable to apply the 1.1 rule without an influx of €100 million. Consequently, Barcelona may face challenges in securing new signings this summer. President Joan Laporta's recent statements on Barca 1 serve as a clear indication that the club is not in a position to splurge in the transfer market, not due to a lack of desire, but rather a lack of financial capability. Another crucial matter on Barcelona's agenda is the pending agreement with Nike. While the club maintains that a deal is imminent, the exact timeline remains uncertain. Negotiations have been ongoing for some time, and the pressure is mounting on Barcelona to announce this agreement before June 30th to alleviate some of the financial strain. Watching Barcelona tackle their financial problems, it is clear that the club's success on the pitch is inextricably linked to their business off it. The coming weeks will be crucial for the club as they look to secure their financial future and lay the foundations for continued success. Chelsea have set their sights on yet another Manchester City player. The Blues, under their new head coach Enzo Maresca, are keen to add Argentine striker Julian Alvarez to their ranks for the upcoming season. This move comes hot on the heels of Chelsea's acquisition of promising youngster Cole Palmer from the Citizens just last year. Palmer went on to be the West London club's standout performer, vindicating their decision to pry him away from the Etihad. Now, Maresca and company have turned their attention to his former Manchester City teammate Julian Alvarez. The 24-year-old World Cup winner with Argentina enjoyed a stellar campaign, scoring 19 goals and providing 13 assists across all competitions while providing valuable cover for Erling Haaland. However, reports suggest Alvarez grew frustrated by his limited involvement in City's Champions League fixtures, starting just 2 matches in that competition. This perceived lack of elite European minutes may have Chelsea believing they can lure the talented striker to Stamford Bridge. But let's be clear, prizing Alvarez away from the 4-time winning Premier League champions will be no easy feat. Manchester City remain adamant that the Argentine is not for sale, especially having just extended his contract until 2027. Adding an extra layer of intrigue are the rumoured interests of Paris Saint-Germain, who are seeking to reload their attack following the high-profile departure of Kylian Mbappé to Real Madrid. While Alvarez's numbers this past season were indeed exceptional for an understudy role, the question remains, does he feel he has outgrown being a deputising option? Only time will tell if the bright lights of Chelsea or PSG prove too tempting to turn down in his pursuit of a guaranteed starter's role. As is often the case in these big-money sagas, Alvarez's camp has been doing its part to stoke the speculation. Sources indicate the player has informed Manchester City of his desire for more high-profile European minutes, stopping just short of an outright transfer request. One thing is for sure, this story is only just beginning. Will Alvarez stay at Man City as an understudy, or will Chelsea or PSG be able to poach him with the promise of more favourable terms? Rumours have been swirling that Lewandowski might be on his way out of Barcelona. But hold your horses, folks. The Polish powerhouse has made it clear that he's not ready to hang up his boots just yet. Despite Xavi's attempts to orchestrate a departure, Lewandowski, with the support of his agent Pina Zahavi and a close friendship with Joan Laporta, has firmly planted his roots in Catalonia. In a recent interview, Lewandowski shared his thoughts, saying, "Physically, I feel great, which means I'm not even thinking about ending my career. Perhaps Kroos felt that his time has come, but this is not my case. I need to feel it to be sure of my decision. But now I do not have such a feeling." And let's not forget, under the guidance of Hansi Flick, Lewandowski reached new heights, delivering what many consider to be the best season of his career. Just imagine the sparks flying if Flick's tactical genius and Lewandowski's goal-scoring prowess are rekindled at Barca. Looking ahead, there's a tantalising prospect being floated by AS. Los Angeles Galaxy, with their eyes set on the future, are reportedly planning a grand welcome for Lewandowski in the summer of 2025. The key to luring the Polish striker? The promise of a reunion with his old friend, Marco Reus, who is set to join the Californian club. This potential partnership echoes the success of another dynamic duo, Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez at Inter Miami. The Galaxy's vision is not just ambitious, it's a recipe for success on and off the field. With the upcoming World Cup in the United States, this move could catapult local football into a new era of excitement and commercial success. Whether he continues to dazzle us in the Camp Nou or embarks on a new adventure in the MLS, one thing remains certain: Lewandowski's legacy in the world of football is secure.